Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO set 8487, Flo's V8 Cafe. It has 517 pieces for ages 7 to 12, and this set is perfect for that age group. It's from Cars 2, brought to you by Disney and Pixar, and this set retails for $59.99. Here in the front, we see a picture of the set at a really good close-up, and if you notice, there's a beautiful background back there too, so that's pretty nice. On the side here we see the cars, and if you forgot their names, they conveniently have them on the back of the box. Okay, and we get Sarge, Flo, McQueen, Mater, Sally, and Fillmore. Okay, also on the back of the box we see some playability features, and I'll talk about this set in more detail coming up. First I'll talk about the cars, because you get to build them first, and I'll talk about them in the order that they are built. And you start off with McQueen. This is the Radiator Springs version that you're looking at, and the way you can tell the difference is by the number 95. It's in black and white in this one, and the other two is the red, orange, yellow color. There are other differences, of course, but that's the most obvious one. Okay, here's the front, there's the bottom, and here we have the back. I also want to point out that he's available as a standalone set for $7, and the difference between that and this set, besides the obvious price difference, is that the standalone comes with one cone. This one comes with two, so hopefully that'll help you decide. Yeah, right. Let's take a look at his buddy, Tomater. And here he is. This is McQueen's best friend, and he looks like a major character in the upcoming movie, so I can't wait to see that. Here's what he looks like from the top, and that's a printed brick over there, and so is this piece. And this is not a sticker either. Okay, and that says Tomater, Towing and Salvage, Radiator Springs. And here on the bottom you'll see that the rear wheels are thicker than the ones in the front. On the back here, that's a nice detail. Also a printed brick. Okay, I also want to point out that Tomater is available as a standalone set for $7. However, if you get this set, then there's really no point in getting him or McQueen as a standalone, right? Because it's really the same thing. Now, being that Tomater is a tow truck, he can tow every car in this set except for Sarge. For Flo, you'll probably have to hook her up from behind. Wow, that sounded bad, but anyway, there you go. And for Fillmore, you can tow him around too. It's just that you'll be dragging him around on his tailpipe on this side, okay? But otherwise, it's not bad. Alright, let's take a look at Flo. As you might know, Flo is the owner of the V8 Cafe, and here's what she looks like from the front. Okay, pretty nice details there. There's the side, and these are printed bricks, by the way. Here's the bottom. I especially love how they made this part over here. That's pretty cool. And because of this blue piece right here, that's why you can't hook Flo from the front with Tomater. Alright, now here's the back, and I just want to point out that her taillights aren't supposed to be extended so far back. In fact, in the first movie, the tail here is supposed to be inward, like a V shape. Maybe they changed this in the upcoming movie, who knows? I guess we'll see soon. Alright, let's take a look at Fillmore. And here he is. Fillmore probably has one of the best details out of all the cars in this set. Okay, on this side it says peace, and these three bricks are all printed. Okay, they're not stickers. And if you look closely, there are window stickers here, and they read recycling, it's a goal. The black one over here says take a drive on the wild side. And over here it says recycle your oil. Alright, and on the other side it says groovy and love. So I thought that was pretty neat. Here's the front. He looks pretty sleepy over there. No details on the back really. And this tailpipe is pretty big if you ask me. Probably handy if you want to let loose a lot of gas. And then if you notice on this side there's a mirror. On this side there's none, and that's intentional. Okay, he is missing a mirror in the actual movie. And he's a pretty solid build. Okay, if you try to squeeze him or whatever, it won't break, even though he's pretty hollow inside. See? It's pretty neat. Okay, so let's take a look at Sarge. Now Sarge is pretty cool considering he's a really small and simple build. Here's the front. Okay, and these are marked pieces. So is that one. Here on the bottom there's really nothing there. And then on the back here we have a spare tire, even though it looks like a frying pan. Now what I like the most about Sarge is that you can take off this top half and you can remove that black piece in there, and you can probably convert this into a Jeep for your minifigures. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I wanted to point that out. So if you want to try that, feel free. Okay, let's take a look at Sally. And here she is. Sally is the last car that you get to build, and as you might know, she is McQueen's love interest from the first movie. And here she is from the front. Pretty cool. There's the side. And here we have the top. Pretty nice details overall. Here in the back we have a license plate that says California 301 PCE. I have no idea what that means, but I can only guess. Maybe it means 301 people curse energetically. No, I'm just kidding, I made that up. But anyway, she is the easiest car to make out of the 6 with only just 9 steps, so not hard at all. Let's take a look at the set. First, you get to build these 2 side posts, and we'll take a look at each one. Alright, they're pretty easy, and the roof can come off on both of them, okay? And it's not really attached, as you can see. They just go into these squares here. It's probably to make things a little easier to play with, especially if you want to drive a car through, but honestly, I don't think it's necessary. Okay, you just put that on, pretty easy. And this is the gas station, okay, and these are the 2 pumps. These can lower to the side like so, and a car can stop by and get a fill up, okay? Since gas prices are pretty high still, we're probably not going to do that often. Let's take a look at this one over here. This is the car wash. You probably get a better view if I take that off. And we'll take Fillmore, and you just drive them through, and there we go. Okay, pretty neat. And that looks like fun. Now let's take a look at the main attraction. At last, we have the V8 Cafe. Here's what it looks like up front. It's pretty cool looking. Inside here, we have a Texas tea machine. I thought that was pretty neat. And on this side, we have a cup on a table. I especially love the way they made the sign up here. I thought that was really creative. Okay, I just think it's strange that it's called V8 because I'm reminded of the tomato juice. But that's just me. Here's what it looks like all around. And on the back here, we have a mechanism where if you push it down, it'll operate this mechanism over here. And what that does, it launches the car forward really fast. And I'll show you that real soon. Just to take a closer look. Okay, here's the front side. And it's this piece over here that gives the car a nice kick in the butt. And allow me to demonstrate. We'll take McQueen for example. And just line them up over there. Okay. And there we go. It's really fast. It works for every car in this set. Okay, it works with Flowmeter. You can take Fillmore. Now the only exception is flow. And the reason why I say it is because of the way they designed here in the back here. Okay, and when you put it over here and the launcher, it doesn't go very far. But it works nonetheless. Okay. It doesn't matter how hard or how soft you push that, it's the same effect. And I can definitely see kids having fun with that. For adults, maybe. It might make a good stress reliever. You know, if you come back home from getting stuck in traffic, you just want to pop a few cars, feel free. It might work, who knows. And overall, the value is pretty good. It's not bad. You definitely get these 2, which are standalones by themselves. Okay. And if you get this set, you won't have to get those 2. In addition, you would get these 4 cars, which are exclusive to this set. And you get a lot of playability. So the value is pretty good. And the parts are decent. So I definitely recommend this for everyone. Okay, especially if you're a Cars 2 fan, you'll definitely enjoy this one. And that sums up my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.